Hi, this is Omer. 1 Corinthians 10, 1 through 15 has, did trouble me for years in believing in the greater Exodus, and is probably the section of Scripture that started me off that this was a myth. First of all, I'm going to set the timer, because if I can't do a good job of explaining something that is in Scripture in 7 minutes, and we're just taking 15 verses, then I would waste your time, and I respect your time too much for that. So, right now, go read, put me on pause, and read 1 Corinthians 10, 1 through 15. Okay, you're back. You've read it. And it's important that you realize that you go to Wikipedia, look up Kabbalah, and it will say the foundation of Kabbalah is in the Zohar. And one of the major tenets of that, the foundation of Kabbalism, is the 4 interpretations of Torah, starting with the literal and then the Midrash. So the literal is Peshat, the Midrash is Drash, and then the Remez talks about the Messiah, and then the Sod is the mystic level. For the life of me, that I cannot get the Sod level to come out anything with the greater Exodus in it. But this is one of the major tenets of that in the teaching of the greater Exodus myth. So, if we go straight, the first couple verses talk about the Exodus, and it says, I do not want you to be unaware. Goes on down, it talks about, this is where it reveals Yeshua as the rock that followed them. Then verse 5, God was not pleased, and that's why so many died in the Exodus. Verse 6, now these things happened as examples for us, so that we would not crave evil things as they also craved. This is about holiness. And then the next verse is, do not be idolaters, nor be immoral, in verse 8, verse 9, or try the Lord, nor grumble. Verse 11, now these things happened to them as an example, and they were written for our instruction, upon whom the ends of the age come. To be holy. If we want end-time guidance at the end, it's to be holy and don't do what they did on the Exodus. Now let's go to verse 12. Therefore, let him who thinks he stands take heed that he does not fall. Okay, you better take heed of this. No temptation has overtaken you, but such as is common to man, and God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will provide you with an escape, so that you will be able to endure it. Therefore, my beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. You judge what I say. Please judge what I say. Shaul, Paul, was asking you the same thing about what was just written. How the literal is about holiness. Be ye holy, for I am holy. Leviticus 11, 45, 1 Peter 1:16. Be ye holy, for I am holy. If you want what this is about, it is about our example on the end of the age is, and I'm taking a little license here, but I think it's pretty much in context, be holy and don't do what they've done. And this started out years ago for me trying to justify what this is saying and the greater Exodus myth. And one of the first places I went was 1 Corinthians 11:31. And if you read this in context, starting with verse 26, 27, therefore, whatever you eat or drink, therefore, whoever eats or drinks the cup of the Lord in an unworthy manner shall be guilty of of the body and the blood of the Lord. But a man must examine himself, and in so doing he is to eat of the bread and drink of the cup, for he will, this is verse 29, 1 Corinthians 11:29, for he who eats and drinks judgment to himself if he does not judge the body rightly. For this reason many among you are weak and sick, and a number sleep. But if we would judge ourselves rightly, we would not be judged. This is a critical thing for you to do. It's time for all of us to do that right now. Verse 32, but when we are judged, we are disciplined by the Lord, so that we will not be condemned along with the world. Read this in context. If we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. In other words, judge what you believe. Judge what I believe. He's telling us this is in an internal sense. So it's time to judge. One of the go back here in 1 Corinthians 10 and read it again. It's about not doing the evil they did on the Exodus. The sod level doesn't connect with us leaving at some Passover to go in a protected camp of the righteous. And I just have a fun tidbit, which is Revelation 12:17, because that is the people that I'm doing this on behalf of, those that love Yeshua and are Torah pursuing. So, 7 minutes, I'm going to make that another video. Thank you. And if you're going to email me, omergrill@gmail.com, make it short, keep it to one topic, one video, no more than 3 or 4 sentences in a paragraph, and don't try to confuse me, try to convince me, but please use Scripture and use sound judgment in how you read Scripture. Thank you.